Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another stream. I know it's not our usual time. My schedule has gotten crazy, and Thursdays was just not working out anymore. So we're gonna give this a try. We're gonna try this on Monday nights and see if it works, and we'll play a little bit by ear. But it's been a while, and between the holidays and I was traveling, and then I got sick. I mean, a whole kit and caboodle. But we're back. And it is one of the things that we had started several months ago, actually, on one of my previous streams was to go ahead and start writing the dark mode for LoreLink. For those who don't know, LoreLink is a TTRPG campaign management system that I have been working on with the Andromeda team for a while. And one of the feedback we got from the community is, hey, the website for the app has a dark mode, but the app itself does not. So let's go ahead and fix that since it is probably our most requested feature. Let's go ahead and get that one in there. So let me switch over. There we go. I am very quiet. Okay. Let me see if I can't help that. There we go. Does that help at all? And I'm gonna go ahead and maybe if I turn up the gain on this just a hair. How about now? Is that any better? Let me know in the chat. Thank you, X, for letting me know. Hey, Michael, welcome to the YouTube channel. One of the things that we also started doing this for the first time is I'm streaming both on Twitch and on YouTube. So pick your favorite, whichever streaming channel you prefer. I am watching both chats, so feel free to interact, say hi, and let's get started. Audio and caption are good here too. Cool. Thank you, Michael, for that in the YouTube channel. All right. So let's this is LoreLink. This is the front page for the app. I only have one test campaign. It's a test account. It's got nothing in there, but it is good enough. In one of the previous streams, I had already put the button up here, but as we can see, it does a whole lot of nothing. So let's go ahead and fix that and actually have it toggle when we click. So here's our button right here. Toggle me with the theme dark and light. However, as we can see, it has no actions associated with it. So we're going to add a non-click. By the way, this is in Angular. So that's what we're writing in today. And instead of CSS, pure CSS, we're using Sass. So, but click equals, I'm going to call it just toggle theme. And go ahead and save that. And then we're going to go ahead to our file here. And I don't think we had actually done anything for the theme in here. Nope. We'll just add it since it's one of those things that we did have a little bit of theme stuff here where I had started out with the theme, where this was that service dot theme. We have a theme service here. I'm going to set it side by side to kind of see what we had started. So let's go ahead and create our function. I'm going to do it after the onInit. And this is going to do whatever we need to do with the theme. Now, our theme more than likely needs to follow what's happening here, right? We have a theme. We have an observable for our theme, and we can go ahead and can get the browser, get local stored value. Okay, but we hadn't done anything with that yet. So I think one of the first things, even before, actually, let's start with toggling that thing. So here we do have a set theme. So I'm going to go ahead and end our toggle theme. What we're going to want to do is set the opposite of what it currently is, which we don't necessarily know what it currently is. So what we are going to do, oh, we did have a get local or get browser preference. So getting the original theme here should do what we needed to do. We don't have we do have a theme in light and dark. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to make a toggle function here. I think this public toggle theme. And basically what we want to do is if this dot theme equals theme dot light, what we want to do is this we're gonna do we're gonna do theme this dot this theme dot dark. Theme dot dark. If I could spell. Why is this not allowing me to do a set? Where do we use this? Interesting. I don't think we ever said it. That's just the get. That's just a get. We don't actually use this anywhere. This set doesn't really need to exist. But what we are going to do is we're going to do a const new value equals theme dot light. If theme equals light, we're going to do new value. This should be a let actually. New value equals theme dot dark, and then this number is, yeah, sure, okay, and then that's going to be our new value. Okay, and so, and then we're going to return new value. And that's going to return a theme. There we go. And so now toggle theme can just call this dot theme service dot toggle theme, and then theme equal. I don't know why I called it theme. That's so weird. I don't know what I was thinking. And so now that should do the trick. That should do the trick. And so now when we toggle this, interesting. You're getting an error of some kind? Nope. Do a console.log toggle. And we're going to console.log the value. So now, interesting. Why is that not triggering our toggle theme? Because there's two. It's the mobile version versus non-mobile version. Oops. There we go. So now, okay, light versus dark. So Now the next piece is going to be actually doing something related to actually applying that theme somewhere. Hey, Digital Drummer Jay, happy Monday to you. How's it going? So one of the things that we're going to want to do when we, at the app component level, see we have around the entirety of the app, we don't. So what we're going to want to do, actually, do we have it on? So far, we're not setting anything anywhere, no. Okay. The other thing this doesn't do is initially set the theme at all. So we're probably going to want to get the window and basically get the body element. It's going well. Client work is keeping me extra busy. Well, busy's good, I guess. Is it interesting? Let's see. So we're gonna want to set the theme, or actually, set it on something, right? Because right now it's all fun and games to say we have one, but that doesn't mean that we have anything set in terms of telling the app what to do with it. And one thing I'm also going to check is make sure we're saving it to local storage. So I'm gonna look at our application, and I'm gonna look at local storage. And it does show that we don't. It is not being saved to local storage. Let me clear some of this. We're not sharing it. That's for something else entirely. Well, I guess that's one way to go about it. Maybe later we're going to using Google or Raccoon. Okay. That does not give me anything, so we're not currently saving it. We're not saving it to, so over here, not only do we want to set it in terms of the app, but we also want to save it to local storage. So because here we're getting the item, but we're never setting it. So we want to do, we're going to do local storage, set item, theme, and we're going to pass it the new value. So now when we go ahead and toggle, there we go, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, sweet. So now the next piece is going to be actually applying it somewhere and making sure that we actually set it on, that this actually does something on initialization of the app. So where to set it initially, I'm actually going to create a apply theme function, because we're going to have to do it on init, and we're on the initialization of the app, and we're going to have to do it on and we're going to need to do it on whenever we toggle. So what we're going to want to do is a public, actually it can be private apply theme. So this is where we're going to do this stuff. And then we're going to theme. And that's going to be theme. So this becomes apply theme. And so now what the other piece we're going to want to do is apply it to our HTML. So we're going to do window dot get element that's don't want to do a get element ID. I want to do just a query selector, and we're gonna query selector HTML. Why does query is not in the Google window? Why? Document. There we go. Query selector HTML. And then we're going to do HTML.ClassList.remove. Remove. I think there's a remove all. Can we do a remove all? Let's find out. Class. So DOM manipulate. Let's see. Query. Class list. This will be JavaScript. Let's look. Class list property. Ouch, my eyeballs. Talk about dark modes. Can we do a replace? That would involve knowing the old and knowing them, but there's no remove. Oh, we can do 1, 2, 3. We can do n number of tokens. Perfect. So what we're gonna do when we toggle is we're gonna remove both light and dark, and then apply the one we want. That way we don't have to keep track of what we had before. And then we're going to add, and that's going to be our theme. Cool. And so now that should, in theory, now that we have that, when we apply the theme, if we go back to our app that I apparently broke in some way, shape, or form, cannot read property of undefined dark. Theme 25. That's interesting. Get locally stored value theme 25. If there's no theme, what's the value? So it does have so why is it not finding theme.dark? Because theme.dark, oh, because it's lowercase. Okay. But we should be able to do theme.dark, no? No. Okay, so we're gonna add, that way we don't have to deal with the capitalization. It'll work either way. Why not? Duplicate enum value light. Great. So this is gonna be a 2 lowercase. And actually for CSS purposes, we should probably make it 2 lowercase. So we're gonna make oh, this way I don't love enums. Maybe it doesn't have to be an enum. Let's do, yeah. There's no reason it really needs to be an enum, other than it makes it easy. Just keep it lowercase. It doesn't have to be. And then that makes a lot of things a whole lot easier because just in case it's not found. And now this still works. This has its benefits. And so now if we refresh this, 24 is correct. But does it give me a returned value? So if I do this.theme, that value, does it actually return the value? That's a very good question. It is undefined, that's the problem. So this would be actually we can just do that, just becomes that. But then is that's gonna save it as number. Yeah, that's bad. I'm gonna do don't like this as an enum causing problems. Right, equals export type theme equals either light or dark. This we can agree on. And so this just becomes dark. This just becomes light. Makes a whole lot of things a whole lot easier. This becomes dark. This becomes light. Light. New value. New value is of type theme and not of type string. We're gonna redo that as a theme. There we go. There we go. And that should solve a lot of problems, especially on the CSS side, because now we can just add in. That should work. Except we're still mad because in document in here we still have some gross with me trying to make something fancy with an enum that didn't need to be an enum. Equals. I don't know why that was there. There we go. Okay. So now we go. That just becomes dark. That's kind of why it was nice to have it as an enum, but it's causing me more problems than it's worth for these two properties. We might have more themes in the long run, but for now. All right. Cool. So now I can toggle, and in theory, if I go inspect my HTML, we have a class of dark, light, dark, light, dark, because we're toggling it back and forth. Perfect. So now that we have the two themes and the toggle in the class, we can start writing some CSS to help with our theming. So if I go find our global CSS file, or styles.css, we need to go find all of these beautiful colors and go from here and turn to find individually done colors. We also have an imported theme here. Let's go ahead and check out what it's doing. Okay, this is setting some colors for material theming. Okay, so we're going to need to create two of these. Oh, there's all our colors. So this is going to be the light, and then we have dark. So we have body. So one of the things, one of the things we need to do is on init. So when we load the app, I kind of forgot about that. When we load the app, we don't have anything by default, and we need to be setting that based on our settings. Let's do that first before I forget, before we go down the CSS road. So let's go back to our theme service and back to our app component. And that's why we had separated out the apply theme, right? Because at this point, we know what our theme is going to be, and so now we need to apply it, right? So in our constructor here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do this dot apply theme, this dot theme, because we got what it's supposed to be here. So now when we reload the app, in theory, it's got one by default. And so now if I toggle this to dark and I reload the app, it went for light by default. Why? Dark undefined. Why is it dark undefined? It should be dark. Oh, because this dot theme dot value is no longer a thing. So if no value, this does not need to exist anymore. There we go. So now, dark. Yay, we're dark. Cool. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So now we can go ahead and start focusing on colors. So let's do this and let's do that, and let's go get our colors. Theme. There we go. So I'm gonna start. We'll deal with material in a second. I'm gonna start with these. Essentially what we have is a predefined set of colors already and of color variables already. And what we want to do is go ahead and essentially make the dark mode version of that. So basically our typeface, for example, is going to stay the same. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and elevate this to HTML, since we went ahead and put our theme at the HTML level. The other thing I'm going to do is, I don't know if you all have ever had a you're in dark mode and it flashes the white because it doesn't know it's in dark mode yet. What we're going to do to prevent that is we're actually going to do a dark background from the get-go on the HTML, and then with the light override it, because that will help prevent that flash of white, because a flash of black is far less obnoxious than a flash of white. Or a flash of a dark or a gray or something. So we'll do that here in a second. But first off, let's go ahead and basically invert these, right? So what we're gonna do is essentially, I'm gonna put these side by side, and we're gonna create the dark mode version of this. So we have the light or the default. What do you guys think? Should we do, what do you all think? Should we do an dark mode or light mode as the default kind of a theme? I'm almost kind of thinking because of our audience, I'm almost thinking that unlike most things where I'll generally do light mode as the default, I'm almost thinking dark mode should be. I think we're gonna default to that. I think for this application specifically, it might make sense. So let's do in our theme service, when we go ahead and have nothing, if we get browser preference, prefers dark, otherwise I mean, I guess we wouldn't even have to do a prefers dark at the point. I don't know. I'm split on that. All right, let's go back to this. So we are going to have an HTML that dark. And then we're going to have this, the typeface. Let me put these equal in height. The typeface is going to remain the typeface, right? Did I not copy paste this? I needed to copy paste this. Yoink, yoink. There we go. There we go. This one stays. There we go. All right. The typeface stays the typeface. We do not need to duplicate that. Now our text, nowhere do we set a background color. So we're definitely going to want to have a general background color. Now, right now in the default, it's white. And here, what we're going to want to pick is something not white, something that is dark, that is not pure black, right? So we're going to start with pure black, and then I'm going to back off of it. Let's go ahead and pick. I'm actually kind of tempted to use, to give it some warmth, maybe. Let's pick our red. Actually, let's pick our blue. I know I just said I wanted to give it warmth, but I find that this kind of gray is actually maybe not. Let's see if we can't find something in the red that looks nice, to pull a little bit on one of our brand colors. That's kind of brownish. I don't know that I love that. The greens are gonna pull funny. Let's go back to the blue. Let's see if we can't find a nice blue. Give me the pull really into the gray and give it a hint. There we go. Okay, so now that we have a background, I can go ahead and in our styles, that's CSS, we should, and we don't, have some kind of background, HTML, background bar, background. And so that, the reason I'm doing this now is so that it'll tell us if the toggle is actually working or not. And now we can see that it is in fact working. Now there's a bunch of other places we're going to have to fiddle with some of this. However, this isn't bad. We can keep like some of the button stuff working. This blue is definitely going to need some help. The inside of our inputs is definitely going to need some coloring. This header obviously, but we're if I go into our let's say let's make a location. Obviously this isn't gonna do, right? We're gonna have to go ahead and fix that, and this is definitely not gonna work. So there's places where we're gonna have to fix some things, but I'm not hating on this color, on this background color. All right, so back to you. So now that we have, and we can tell that we're actually toggling correctly, we have a background. The next thing we're going to want to do is alter the text color, right? We kind of want, right now the text is a black at 0.87. We can go ahead and make that a white at 0.87, right? Nothing says that we can't make that. And so now, is there anywhere where we could actually see that in action? It's a very interesting question. Not really. Awesome. All right, let's keep going. Our primary is going to flip-flop. So we've got a lighter color and a darker color. Essentially, those are going to end up flip-flop. So our lighter, and then even our primary color is going to have to lighten a whole lot in order to work on our background. So we're essentially going to want to take that here, and then maybe we can probably go a little bit pinker into the pink. There we go. But then this can stay the lighter color the way we had it before. We'll have to check color contrast on that. And then our darker color, we can pull back off it a little bit. Now our contrast is obviously going to stay, is going to end up being black instead of white because we're flip-flopping the colors. So this becomes black across the board. So let's see what that looks like. Now, unfortunately, not sure. There we go. So that works there. Let's go ahead and run. Yeah, unfortunately, let's see if I do. They still have the accessibility properties that give us the color contrast right out of the bat. They do not. It does not give me. What if I do this? Does it still? It does give me the color contrast. Okay, so this tells us that this is 6.7 to 1. So we're okay there. So that works for black to, and obviously when we hover, we're even lighter, so our color contrast will be fine. So this works for color contrast, perfect. So let's keep going. Our accent color, this is used, if I go back, this is used on these links. It's going to be used on, if I go back home, it's going to be used down here on our links. So let's go ahead and fix those. So this is going to become much lighter. And we can go give it a little bit more blue to begin with, because then our lighter color, that becomes essentially our darker. This becomes our lighter. All right, let's see where we're at with that. And then again, we swap a doodle-doo on these. Kind of tempted to go ahead and take not the pure black on any of these. Same on this. I kind of don't like the idea of the pure black. It just flattens everything. So now we're going to have to recheck our color contrast. I can do it here. This works. Oh, we're perfectly fine there. Let's see. And we're perfectly fine there. And we're perfectly fine there. Perfect. Right. So our blue is taken care of, which is our accent. Now we've got a warning color, which we use for error messages and whatnots. That is going to end up being our, yeah, that's, well, it's our error messages. So let's go ahead and swap those. Let's take this. We're going to do the same method we kind of did before, right? We'll have to go find a field and error it out to get to view this and working. I might do that. I'm just give me the hex. Lighter is fine. Worn darker. I'm gonna go here. There we go. And then our contrast again is going to be the off black. Now we do need the text color. Why did this go back to RGB? I think it's not that I don't like RGB, it's just harder to copy paste. There we go. There we go. Why is it mad? There we go. That's what's mad. And our text worn darker color again is going to be black. So let's go find a field and test that out, because that's one of the places we're going to get that. Please stop doing that. There we go. Let's go in here. Let's add, oh, that's going to be, let's add a location. So a quick add, doesn't matter. And save. Save. Okay, now that we have our test location, should be able to, there we go. So if I error it out, let's say I write, there we go. This field is required. And now we can check that for color contrast. And I think this may not pass. May not be quite, no, it's not quite, still too dark. But that's not the color we set. Where's this coming from? Inspect. Matte error. Okay, that's coming from material. That's in our form CSS. So we'll have to edit there's a number of places in our CSS we're gonna have to edit to make that happen. So what I'm gonna do to go ahead and test our darker color is I'm gonna go ahead and grab it here. We're gonna go ahead and add it here. So now it actually is the color that we at the end of the day want it to be. And then let's check the color contrast on that. So now that we've edited that, it's still not quite, I disbelieve. D16. It is not enough. Okay, let's pull it back then. So the D16, let's pull it back a little bit. There we go. And just before I save, I'm going to go ahead and edit it here. If I leave the pound, it helps. And we're going to check it again. Now, just so you know, this color thing I'm doing, like that comes in Chrome. Like I'm not doing anything specific to get that. This comes natively in Chrome. Okay, so this says that it is 5.1, so we're good there now. So I can save that. All right, so now we are looking at the blue, or the green, the tertiary color. And we're going to excuse me, it's late. We're going to have not had enough coffee. Nowhere near enough coffee. We're going to swap doodle-doo. Now, this one's already really light, so we may be able to leave that one alone. We'll see. We'll have to figure out where it's being used. Actually, we may want to swap it, right? Because it's so light and where it's used, it makes it really, really bright. So we may want to swap that. So in order to swap it, we're going to go the opposite of what we've been doing. We've been lightening everything. In this case, we're going to darken everything. So I'm going to take this darker color. Downside to green is it looks so pretty on that level, and well, once you darken it a whole bunch, it's very hard to darken green and still have it look nice and not ending up like greens, yellows, and oranges, in my opinion, are incredibly hard to darken and not make look like some kind of bodily fluid. Just saying, that is my personal opinion on the matter. You're welcome to chime in. But how to make it not look like poop, essentially. Go into the gray. Don't love it. I want to keep it green. If I go really bright. There we go, maybe. Yeah, that's not terrible. Okay. And now this one. Actually, we can pull this one back just to here. And then we're going to do this one. That's not bad. Not hating on that. This one needs to be really dark because that's going to get used on background stuff. So we're going to want that one to be like, there we go. And then this one is going to be light. We're just going to pull it down. So it's not quite as light and in your face. being that we're tertiary darker. Yeah, go down, dark, dark, dark. There we go. Okay, and then this becomes white. This becomes white. And this should become back to black because we're inverting. All right. Okay. So these, how come these? Inspect. Where's their color coming from? Material, maybe? I thought I custom did those though. Background. Oh, because it's, yeah, that will have to get done. That's gonna be a trip to variabilize. Because those are actually linear gradients in order to do the cutoff on the sides. To get the nice little cut corners. That's actually a linear gradient. However, this, when I hover, let's do inspect. Let's go ahead and add a hover. Hover. And now let's go ahead and get that. And interesting. Sure, it's focusable. It's not giving me the color contrast, but I would wager to bet that doesn't pass. We're gonna check it differently. This one, does this one pass? This one does pass, surprisingly. 3.6. Should be 4.5 to pass. Interesting. Well, it is also an icon, but it should. Yeah, it needs to be darker. So that. There we go. I'm kind of tempted. 3.5. Much better. 3.6. Well, that's still 3.64. That still shouldn't pass. Interesting. Okay. Where's our body? Body. I don't know. We'll figure that out. That. I really like, you know what? I really like this color. This is, we're going to make an exception on this one, and we'll handle the places where it's really in your face. The darker green doesn't look very good, and this actually works. Password, this is related to the buttons on login. So these we're going to leave alone because these are related to, if I log out, these are related to these two buttons. They're related to the branding and whatnot of like Google and whatnot. So we're going to leave that alone. Why is this not? Because it's all hard coded. Because I'm brilliant. This is probably the last application I did that I didn't write theming in mind by default. And I am kicking myself. And not checkbox, let it checkbox color. I don't know why we need that, but my guess is that's actually going to be this. I would wager to bet. We'll find out soon enough. Okay. Now, the other thing we're going to need to do is handle the actual material theme and theming it for light versus dark. And so, to be honest, I haven't done this in a hot minute. So we're going to look up the documentation on it to go ahead and do, because right now we're kind of half themed. We have a lot of things where I have hard coded things, but we also have the disadvantage of like this button is more than likely a material button and is being dumb. Our inputs have issues because it's all material themed and material is not following suit. So let's go ahead and do that so that we know what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and, because this is a good pause point, before I get into the material theming, let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break, and then we'll go ahead and get into how to do, looking up the documentation to do the two themes, light and dark with material, and the proper toggling between the two. So with that, we will be right back in like maybe 2-3 minutes. All right, we are back. I had to go refill my coffee. Hope y'all got up, stretched, got your beverage of choice. Mine is coffee and probably always will be. Wonder what are you guys' favorite drinks to do while you're coding or just working in general? Um, so I said that before the break, that we were gonna look at the material theming. So theme. We are not in the latest and greatest on this particular project. We are in, actually, I don't remember. Coffee, yes, absolutely. Coffee is the best. Let me check on what version of Angular we are. We are on wrong package.json. Angular. There we go. We are on version 16. Oh, we kind of need to upgrade that soonish, but that's okay. That is a different issue for a different day. So we are going to go to the documentation for version 16, and then we're going to go for pre-built theme, defining multiple themes. There we go. So we're just going to double check that. We have a light and a dark. Give me something. Thank you. Not as egregious. I like the pink one better. All right. Prefers color scheme. Applies the light theme only when the user prefers. Okay. I'm going to copy this really quick. Actually, I don't need to copy it. Basically, you define a light, you define a dark. Apply dark by default. Okay, so we should be able to apply I'd include. Okay, so pretty standard stuff. All right, so we have my primary, my accent, my dark. So what we're going to want to do is essentially create a primary, an accent, and a primary accent and a warn for the purposes of dark mode, essentially. So we're going to do the same thing we did last time. And we're going to take theme and go to the top. And we're going to copy all three of these. Actually, I don't think we need them side by side, really. We're going to copy all three of these. We're going to do primary, and then we're going to do primary dark. And we're going to essentially swap these. So this is basically going to go 50, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, and 900. And then in order to keep it nice and clean, do play this game. There we go. And so now A100 through 700, we're going to want to darken, essentially. So we're going to take this, which is a little bit brighter, but we're going to go straight downish. And we're going to go, I'm going to take this number, I'm going to go. HSL would be an interesting way to go about it. Because it should be, what was our original? If I put original back, we can play with the HSL to kind of figure this out in a way that's a little bit more mathematical. Let's go ahead and grab these back again. Because what we're essentially going to do is play with the darks. So in here, if I take the HSL, right? Let's say instead of 75, I go 25. We notice that it instantly darkens, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the HSLs on all of these. Oh, these were the same. It's interesting. And it looks like I may have already been playing this game to begin with. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go down to 25. 25. Oh, we're trying to get darker and darker, aren't we? Hold on. Yeah, so, no, this works. So we can do 25, 25, 65 would end up being 45, and then 55 would be actually 65 would be, yeah, it would be 35, and then that would be 45, and then 50 can say 50. And then here we're going to invert as well, the same way we did before. So essentially the first two we're going to do, so this becomes 50. This becomes 100, 100, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, and 900. And then this becomes 1, 2, 4, 7, so 7, 4, 2, and 1. All right. We're going to do the same thing for blue, or for our accent. We're going to do, I'm going to copy it. We're going to give it accent dash dark. We're going to invert the numbers. And then after that, we're going to take these, we're going to make them an HSL so we can play that little game again. So, well, that's an interesting set of numbers. So 84 would be 26, would be the opposite. Yeah, it would be 24. We're going from the bottom. This would be 34. This would be 40. And maybe, right? Yeah, because 24, yeah, 24. 30. 40, something like that. And then this gets inverted as well. So 1, 2, 4, 7, 50. Go. And then same for you. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, dark. If I spell them correctly, it helps. And then these will HSL. Figure out what we're playing, kind of games we're playing there. All right. Okay, so if I go 0 here, it's basically gonna be black. So we're not gonna go 0. We're gonna go like 95. We're gonna go like that's even really really dark. Let's do 30. Let's see, yeah, maybe 20. Yeah. All right. 25. 30. 35. There we go. And then these get inverted. Okay. And then this gets, it doesn't matter because it's all dark and these are all going to become light. Let's double check these. Yes. Yeah. We'll see. This might need to be a light. We'll see. These are going to be dark. Yeah. Okay. All right. That should be okay. We'll have to double check. All right. So now what we need to do is actually create this theme. So we've gotten our colors taken care of. So now this can stay put. This is fine. The typography stays the same. But we do need to essentially create this for the dark ones. So this is going to be primary dark. And then here, dark. And then this becomes the same thing, but it's going to be on these dark. And then it's going to be my theme dark. And then I'd include all my theme dark. Perfect. And then we're going to do HTML dot dark. We're going to do the same thing, but with dark. And then we're going to do this one. I don't know that it matters. Okay. So now, if we go back to here, something is amiss. We missed something first key. Do we have missing commas or something from me inverting things on that first one? Was that first one I inverted? No. What line number does it say it's at? Of course it does. There we go. Theme 55. What's it at? 55. 55. Oh, it's got it twice. I don't know why it has it twice. There we go. Okay. So now our theme should reflect. That's much better. It's starting to, I don't know why we have this border. We'll have to figure out this border thing. But we're starting to get to where even our material theme, this is interesting. Oh, because we figured that out. That was in the form CSS. All right. So now we need to go through our CSS files and find the individual colors. So let's go through this theme one. Is there any hard-coded colors in here outside of all of this? We did that, which makes sense. That's fine. Those are hard-coded colors. That all uses variables. That all uses variables. That all uses variables. Variables. Ah, mat dialog action. The following rule targets internal classes of dialogues that no longer apply for the MDC version. Okay, well then if these don't apply, they can go away. Okay, so this is going to be, this should not be instead of color white. That's interesting. All right, map overlay backdrop. So the backdrop is going to need a theme color, right? Because we want it dark for dark and light for light. So let's go ahead and grab our theme. There we go. And in our colors, we need to add a variable. There we go. So this is what we're using on the light side, right? So we're going to use, I'm going to put it up here with our background. I'm going to call it backdrop. The background. And we're going to do there. And now in our dark mode, 255, like the 3255s, that's white. We're going to essentially do the same thing but in black. So now we have the same thing in black. And so now we have a variable for backdrop. So this becomes the var backdrop. Now, why were these white? So this probably has to do with background. We wanted to match the background. So var background. Not why that was a string. Oh, because it's the default. There we go. Cool. That takes care of everything in this particular file. I don't know where we have a checkbox that I could check into. Let me see. That still needs to get taken care of. My images maybe? No. Okay. We'll find out soon enough. I'll sure I found a checkbox somewhere. Then we need, if we go back to the top, let's deal with all the imports first. So if I go back to the top of my styles, I'm going to leave theme open in case we have to add more colors or whatever. Let's go to colors. Now these, we really need to figure out where they're being used because we really need to be using the variables instead, and not not these hard-coded or these SAS values, because the SAS values, once they're compiled, and not they're not going to work out very well for the purposes of toggling between our themes. So we basically need to go find anytime we use this color. So we have it in the editor. Now, if we kind of see this dark raspberry, right? If you look at our theme, this dark raspberry is essentially our primary color. Because if I go to our light theme and I look at a 1-to-1, right? This 792659, 792659, see how that's our primary color. So we're going to go here and we're going to change that to var primary. Yeah, primary color specifically. So we're going to go here and we're going to change those to var primary. Oops. Same here. And then we're going to, oh, there's other colors in here, so it'll be a minute before we can get rid of all of them. And now this one can go away. And we're going to have to do these for all of these. So if we look at our theme now, our theme, this color, we'll find, is actually our tertiary color. So now we're going to go find all of these. And it turns out it is not being used bloody anywhere. Perfect. Let's figure out where this is being used. Inner circle. Okay. So we're going to, now this is our blue. So that is actually our accent. So we're going to go here and we're going to do var. Do that. There we go. Now we're going to go, we can get rid of the blue. And vanilla. Okay, so there's a lot of vanilla here. Okay. Let's see. So vanilla, from this standpoint, does not exist in this file. So we're going to have to create that as a color. So let's call that, it's essentially an alternate background, is kind of where it's being used. Because if we look at it, it's being used as a background, and as a background. So I'm going to call it alternate background, alt, or background alt. And we're going to call that, and we're going to grab that color and put it here. And then in our dark mode, we're going to have to come up with a dark mode equivalent of that color. So let's see how we can make this. And of course it's a yellow, because I made my life difficult when I picked this color scheme. So we're going to try to make this not look too much like dung. Make it a brown. There we go. Okay. Is that particularly far from that? Yeah, I think so. We'll find out soon enough. We can always tweak these if we don't like how they pan out. And now we need to go change this to, oops. And I don't know that this is actually going to work, this color that scale, so we'll have to find out. We may have to actually, yeah, because see, it's lightened. That's what we're doing here. So we're going to call that background alt. And if we need to lighten that, which tells me that we were lightening it. So if we go back to our theme over here, especially on the lightened side, means that it was getting lightened to the living hell back. Let's give it a little bit lighter tone. There we go. And now that's taken care of. Same here. Where were we? We were here. No, that's not the one I was just editing. I don't know what I was just editing. That's fine. So back to not scaling the color. I'm going to do our background outs. Cool. Same here. Not going to scale. We're just going to do bar. Two dashes. It helps. Okay. And now we can get rid of vanilla. All right, deep space sparkle. Actually, we should have used that for our background. Now that I think of it. Where's our theme? No, not the service. This guy. For the dark mode. We should have been using this. That would be beautiful. Let's see, what does that look like? Refresh should be nice. And it needs to be a little bit darker. That's not bad. What do we use on the website? That's a good question. It is based on deep space sparkle. It is very much based on that. I go to my colors. There it is. There's the alt and there's the background. We're going to steal those two values right there and actually implement some consistency in our lives. I know, gasp. Ta-da. Okay. Back to you. Deep Space Sparkle. Do we use you anywhere? No, we don't. Maybe. Why? All right. P.info color. Interesting. Interesting. Alt background. Ha. Don't love that. We're gonna use the same idea and see what happens. No, because you can't do that. We need, it's informational, so it really should be the accent color in the grand scheme of things, because we use blue for the informational things. So we're gonna do var accent color. And get rid of deep space purple or deep space sparkle. As much as I love that name. Okay, primary is going to be exactly what it sounds, and it is everywhere. So I'm going to do us a favor, and we're gonna do, what is there slash before that? Oh, because I'm in regex mode. Sure, that's fine. No. Fine, yeah. And what we're gonna do there is we're gonna replace it with, oh, but there's the colors dot. So we're gonna start by looking for, and get out of this. I'm gonna do colors dot. Anywhere we have colors dot, and we're going to replace that with replace it with var primary. And we're gonna replace it everywhere, replace. And now we're gonna go look for just primary and see what other kind of ridiculousness we have. And that's in styles, yes. Side nav, yes. That's fine. It's gonna bork it here, but we don't care. And this is fine. So yes. We're gonna replace that. Replace. And this goes bye-bye, and we don't care. We knew that was gonna screw up, but we don't care. Same thing we're gonna do here. Control Shift Find dot accent. We're gonna do, we have a darken, interesting. But we do also have a accent darker. Where's our accent darker? See, our accent darker. So I don't know why we're doing that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the darker var accent darker color. Ta-da. And then now that leaves us with these two, which can be var accent color, and this one, this guy. Var accent color. Okay. But now this guy can go away. Just a second. We have some junk in the chat. I just need to figure out how to delete it. Chat settings. Can I not mod my own shit? Why is it not letting me delete this? There we go. There we go. And we're going to can I not delete the thing? Come on now. I can block them. That'd be fine. Which is fine. We can block. We can do that. I'd like to figure out how to delete the message first. delete. All right. There you go. Oh, banning removes the message. There you go. That takes care of it. Cool. Okay. There you go. Some bye-bye spam. Spamming equals ban hammer. Surprise, surprise. Don't spam. Oh, I could have gotten this video. That would have made it easier. Oh well. It's fine. Okay, back to here. Taking care of the spam. Don't spam people. Anywho. Alright, so tertiary is exactly what it sounds like. It's our tertiary color. So we're gonna do a lot of replace it by this. So this one, yeah, we can replace it. This is fine, this one. Okay, so first we're gonna want to do the colors dot, same as last time. So color dot, colors dot, there we go. And that's going to get replaced with, because we do need the var. Cool. We're gonna replace, and then we're going to want to just do the tertiary. Cool. And that's going to mess this one up, but we don't care because that's the file we're currently working on, and it's going to get deleted anywhere. So replace, and you go. Did I put a space in there? That's not good. Let's go find all of these and remove the space, because I apparently have a space in there. Yeah, we don't want that space. Replace. All right. And so now you can go bye-bye, and we need to go find gray light. Find. Okay, so we need to do the colors dot. Now gray light ends up being, do we have something for basically gray light? Which is kind of lighter gray. So we have a gray, a little bit lighter gray, and a little bit darker gray, right? And we don't really have that concept in our colors yet. So let's go ahead and add those. So I'm literally gonna take this and I'm gonna put it here. And then what we're gonna do is replace those to being variables or CSS variables. And then we're gonna take those, put them in the dark mode, and essentially swap it, right? Because our gray is a very middle, quite frankly, this is a very middle of the road, but we want to swap the light and the dark, right? So this is going to become, let's say 60, 69, 60, 67. This is going to become, so when we lighten, we darken, and this is where dark and light don't really work very well once you start swappage, but yeah. But let's say when you're going long, we want to do, let's do, oh, that was a light, and so let's say, let's just swap these. And see what happens. We may have to toy with this. So now what we want to do with these, we're going to find them. We're going to add the color dot. We're going to go and replace it with our gray light. And replace. And then we're going to go find gray light. And we're going to replace it with our gray light. Replace. And now we're going to get rid of this one. And then we're going to do the same for you. And shoot. Because we have the gray dark. Let's do gray dark first to prevent that issue. And go ahead and do colors dot. And then we're going to replace our gray dark. Replace. And now we're, oh, hold on. Real poop. I did that a little faster. No, because I have the colors. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. And then we're going to do it this way. Oops. Replace. And now we can do gray because we don't have the problem of gray, dark versus gray and all that kind of stuff. Colors. No, that is not where we wanted the colors are. I'm making mistakes. Okay. Okay. This we have several lightens. That's gonna be problematic. That is a lighten. So instead of lighten, we're gonna replace that with the gray light. Why? Why won't you let me just do that? Go find me the editor, I guess. Okay, can you let me just edit it? I guess not. Editor, there we go. So instead of lighten, we're gonna do the bar gray light. Okay. Oh, look at that. Let me do that as a bar gray. Okay. And now these are all, there's a light in here that's in Image Explorer sidebar. Okay, there's that light. And so we're gonna do a gray light. Okay. And now the rest of these are fine. We can go ahead and do that, replace. Now we can go find just the thumb grays that don't have the colors in front. And we have, okay, so we do have, so this is in the mixins in the mixins. In the mixins, we do, there it is. So we're gonna do, instead of light and 15%, we're gonna do a gray light. And again, here, and here, and here. Okay. And now, this one's commented out. That can go away. And now we're left with, all of these are good. Replace. And we can go back to our colors file, get rid of that. And go find this guy. Okay, so this value ends up being where? We'll find. We don't have this value anywhere. It's a very light green. There's no reason it's on the bevel. Okay. So there's no reason we can't use the tertiary lighter color for this. And if we have to edit that, we will. So this is going to be there we go. And now this one can go away. Dark is used for wet. We're gonna exclude the theme file. We know that's fine. What are we doing in the colors file? Yeah, we know that. Okay. Styles background dark. All right, let's go figure these out one by one. Let's do the toolbar first. And what we want to find is dark. Button theme. What does button theme do? Okay. Okay. So we might be able to. Okay, so we should be able to do var. This is just the color. And I think that's the thing, if I remember correctly. Yeah, just, oh, text. There we go, text. Oops. And now lighten. This will be gray light. And then this is primary contrast, essentially. So if I go to the packet, if I go to the theme, wait, for a second. This ends up being a primary text, right? So if we're doing primary, then we want text primary color. And then this is our primary. This is transparentize. I don't know if that'll work. We'll find out soon enough. Okay. All right, so back to our little search. Yeah, this is fine. This should just be text. Because we do have a text. And then this code okay. So this should still be var text. And this should be var text light. Might as well do it while we're here. Okay. All right, so that takes care of this guy. But that does not take care of this guy. Oh, well, yeah, it does actually. Because this is the only place you're gonna find this guy, so cool. Now back to these links. Where are we gonna find these links? So our links are essentially our accent darken color, so it's even written right there on the tin. So let's go find that and replace that. And so now we can get rid of you. I think we got rid of the only instance. Oh, we did not get rid of the only instance of that. Let's go ahead and find all the places where we are using that and why. See, archived gray dark. Hey, look at that. We even have a gray light. Okay. And actually, that was actually no, we're not wanting gray light. We want the text light. Sorry. Text light. Cool. Hex background. Text dark. Why? I guess we'll do text. Color text. Okay. Actually, if background is primary, then var should be primary text, primary color. There we go. That makes sense. That needs to stay. That needs to stay because it's being passed into the mix, and that's very different. Okay. What are we doing here? That is for the side nav. Sure. Find out. Okay. Yeah, that's for that side nav. Background color again. Var text primary. Text primary color. That's its contrast. No, that's, we said that was legit. Let me remove that one because this is legit. Okay. This is text dark. This is going to be the text var text. See, this instead of lighten, we're going to do var tertiary color. Tertiary, it should be tertiary lighter color, right? Lighter color. And then we're going to do text tertiary lighter color, right? Because that's the contrast for that color. Cool. Table color background, and that's going to be var text light. Okay. And then this guy goes away. All right, we're left with you. Again, instead of lightening, we're going to do this. The same thing as we had done there. And then same thing we had done there. And then same thing we had done there. And then we're going to take the color. I might have to fix this later, but as I'm doing this off of memory, and it's been a long time since I've touched this. All right, and so now this can go away. And now we gotta go find these. Okay, so this should be, it's a dumb danger. We have worn, worn color. So this is E. Let me see. Yeah. What we're using for that. Okay. Well, we're not using it up here realistically. And it should be where are our colors? I lost our colors. No, there we go. it should be this one. It should be one color, essentially. Let's do colors. That's replace that. And then we're going to get rid of the colors. And then we're going to replace that. And then that can go away. Okay. I love how like some of these already reference the variables. My bet is at some point we started looking in that direction and updating some of this and just never finished. So now that can go away. Border. All right, let's do colors.border. Okay, border is essentially the lighter gray, right? So what we're gonna do there is we're going to set 87. We're gonna make a we're gonna make a border color. We're gonna do a border with the grays. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And then here we're gonna darken. And now that we have that, this can become our border. Place. And then this can become, oh, look at that, more borders. Yeah, sure. This is fine. Replace. And we're going to get rid of you. And now this does not apply. We did have a background once upon a time in a faraway place, apparently. This can go away. And so in our HTML, in our styles, I had originally set, actually it's not the background as that. What we really want is that. Okay. Now we can go find our colors that import colors. So if I go find import actually colors. So basically, actually, we can do we're gonna do it as a regex for this one, and we're gonna look for colors with a semicolon, and then what we're gonna want to do is do should have a oh, it has a quote, and then semicolon, and then what we're gonna want to do is go from the beginning of the line, anything. There we go. Anything star. Find me those. So that should find all of those imports, regardless of what they start with, whether it's use or import or whatever, it doesn't matter. And we are going to delete those. Replace with nothing. Delete. Replace. Sweet. Now one of our files I believe is erroring out because it was red and I just saw it. Let's look at, where is our link? There we go. There we go. So this one is not working for whatever reason, and it is in the forms. So let's go look at that. All right, let's see why forms is being a butt. Why does it not like us? Like bar worn color is not a color. Lighten bar worn color. Okay, so it's the problem is with lighten, right? So we need to find lighten everywhere we have lighten, because this is going to bite us everywhere where we're doing this. These are going to be fine because they're actual colors, but these are not. So see, instead of using worn color, we're going to use worn lighter color. I think it should be a thing. Now I'm second guessing myself. Let's find that one's also red. We'll figure that out in a second. Got a bunch of these open. There we go. Actually, this file entirely can get deleted now. Delete. So what we want is a theme. Cool. And we're gonna go find we are going to go find I'm gonna go find the variables which are down here. Hold on. Down here, there you go. It is yes, it is worn lighter color. Yeah. So worn lighter color, and then I'm gonna get rid of lighten. And if we have to create new colors, we'll create new colors. Like, it's not that big a deal. Okay. And back to our search. We had this guy. So yeah, we're gonna do a var gray light. Then we're gonna go find this one. That's tertiary. So our tertiary lighter color. Same idea here. This is gray light. This is going to be var worn lighter color. And that is going to be var worn text worn lighter color. Cool. We're gonna do this. Should be a border. I don't know why that's not a border. Cool. And these can stay. And then we're gonna do the same thing with darken, because we're gonna have the same problems, right? The border top. This should be var border. Probably. There you go. That might be necessary. Just maybe. This is worn, so this is gonna be worn darker color. Okay, look at that. We're background color. Okay, this we're gonna do an alt background. Okay. Same here. Okay. And that should be good. So now let's see what our page looks like. Okay, so ooh, we still have an import of colors. On where did it not find it? On the mixins. I don't know why it didn't find that one. Just that one. Okay. Refreshing. Refresh. Alright. Transparentize. I wondered about that. This isn't. So let's go find. We do have a colors dot. So let's go find whatever colors dot we have left. Control Shift find color dot. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Color. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Right. No, not dot. There we go. Cool. And colors dot. We still have one we forgot of our success, which is going to be do we have a success color? That's a very good question. It's going to be our tertiary, but I do like calling it success. But do our tertiary color. Oh, we even have it for the active and the yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So does that get rid of some of the issues? It does, maybe. No, we still have the transparentize issue. Transparentize. Transparentize. How do you spell that? I'm just gonna copy it from here. Okay. Essentially making that semi-transparent. Don't know why we would need to do that. So we're just gonna take the one color. Oops. We could make it slightly lighter if we wanted to. One lighter. Cool. And this one is the disabled focus, not disabled. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna take the primary lighter color. Like, not, because that was primary. So that should be, what does the button thing do? Background color. Okay. So the first one is text, the second one is background. Okay. So this would be primary text. Primary lighter color instead of transparentize. Text primary. No. Primary lighter color minus the text. Thanks for adding it back in, editor, but I really didn't want it. Alright, so does that fix our issues? Sweet, it seems to have. So, okay. That still needs handled because that's still very, very white. That is not colored. So we still have some things that are definitely not respecting our theme. but that's no good. We're starting to get somewhere. We have some backgrounds that are not necessarily awesome. We've got some text that's not necessarily awesome. We've got some issues, but we're getting there. Let's take a quick 2-minute break, refill coffees, stretch, and then we're gonna start attacking basically bit by bit, page by page, some of the things that we have now broken. What's interesting, let me see. What's interesting is we've broken campaigns in the light mode and the dark mode. So we'll have to fix that. All right, let's take a quick break. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Get stretch, get some coffee, whatever, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. I had to refill my coffee. There is no code without the coffee. I'm just saying. I don't know about you all, but for me, that's a thing. So we broke a bunch of stuff. So let's go ahead and continue. My chair's not operating the way it should. Let's go ahead and fix. What am I? Oh, I know what. Peaceful technical difficulties. There we go. There we go. Much better. I have a roller pad under the chair because of rolling on carpet, and the wheel got caught and was lifting it up instead of rolling around on it, which was not doing what it was supposed to. Anyway, back to fixing what we broke. I'm debating on whether we fix what we broke first or if we continue finding hard-coded variables. It's a toss-up. I'm kind of thinking let's continue finding hard-coded variables first. Well, maybe not. Let's fix this. This annoys me. So this inspect has a var background, and for some reason that is not working, and it wouldn't. This is on the campaign list. So let's go to our campaign list. Campaign list. How did that end up with the var background? Nope, that's not what the droids were looking for. There we go. And so we have, those are status filters, icons, labels. These are our hexes. And we have our polygons. And our hex background, our primary. That's interesting that our hex background is taking the color of background instead of the hex background. Why? So this is coming from content. So let's find it. Content. This should not, if we don't give this a background, do our hexes come back? They do not. They do on hover, which is interesting. Inspect. Give me my hex. Campaign hex. Interesting. Yeah. So it works on hover. So if I hover this, no, that's not the hover. The hex is the hover. It's on .campaign. .campaign. We should have a .campaign hover over here. .campaign. So this is what needs. But we do have, if I close this and I split this, and we go to our campaign. Interesting. Campaign hex background, color background. So doing so, we still didn't fix the issue. Interesting. Why? Why did we not fix the issue? Color, background, var primary. Oh, because var primary is not a thing. It's primary color. So we need to find all of the var primaries, because it's not primary, it's primary color. If I remember correctly, if we go back to our theme, right, and we look for our variables, the variable we actually have is its primary color. There's no such thing. So if we change that to var primary color, magically a bunch of shit that we fixed should actually, or that we broke, should fix itself. So let's save that and go ahead and refresh this. Should refresh itself. And look at that. So now we now you'll notice that we've got some text issues here, but let's and if we toggle here, that works on the hello, but same idea on the test, right? We've got some problems there. And our icon is, what is our current version in prod? Let's compare this to prod, because I don't remember what it looks like in prod. So if I go and I log in, 2 seconds to log in, or not. Why can I not get to the other screen? There we go. Cool. Right. This is what we're supposed to look like in prod. So our top is the primary, but the bottom is the much lighter color, which is part of our issue here. So we don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. There we go. So right now, part of why we're seeing that, and we definitely do want the hex situation going on there. So what did we comment out earlier? That. So if I get rid of that, go back to here. Magic. Okay. So we've got that going, which looks like prod. Good. However, our text is obviously not working out. So here our color needs to be var text. Bingo. Now that works appropriately. Don't think I have any archived ones. We'll want to fix that archive. Let me create one and we'll archive it just so that I can have an archive so that we can make sure it works. So I'm going to do hello, archive me, and we're going to save. I'm going to create the new campaign. We're going to create the new campaign. Yeah. Okay. Campaigns. I apparently can't create a new campaign. Part of it maybe I'm running emulated, so this is a little bit different. I'll have to ask you guys about that and why I can't create a new campaign on this particular user. Not the end of the world. We're just going to archive this one. I'm going to go here and we're going to say, I don't want to delete you. I just want to change your status from draft to active. Let's see what you look like with the draft of active. Let's go back to my campaigns. Now that it has a draft of active, now that it's an active, that did not do what I intended it to do. Okay. Now if I archive you, I go back to my campaigns, nothing happens. This is interesting, to say the least. Now why is it being a but? I have an idea of why it might be a but. Give me just a second to change the way I'm running my emulators. So I'm running emulated. So if I do cd functions, npm, so if I go to the functions folder, I think my functions aren't working. If I go to the package functions, I still have all of the pnpm. So we're gonna do pnpm install. npm run build. I think I didn't build my functions as part of the problem. Now that we actually built the functions, I'm going to go ahead and restart my emulators. And let's see if that fixes our problem. Because not being able to save things would not be good. Because that's going to cramp my style in my terms of my ability to test this. Okay. Field tilde function definition source from file restore field to build specification. Interesting. What version of Node am I running? NPM. Actually, Node version 18. Let's do NPM use 20. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go here. We've had issues with PNPN before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my functions folder. And I should have a functions folder. I'm going to, there's a package lock. Okay. And I do have a YAML. We're going to remove the YAML. I'm going to remove the functions. That's just the sort of that is not what I meant to do. Holy crap, hold on. Where's that YAML? You come back. Restore file. Okay. What I want to use in my functions, which are here, I'm going to remove the package lock. Delete you. We're going to remove the node modules. Delete you. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do from the functions, cd functions, npm install, and see if it's a node/npm issue. Or PNPM issue, because what's interesting is that, and I think this is an issue with specifically Firebase functions, sometimes PNPN works and then suddenly it quits working and then it starts working again, but usually it's on deploy, not on okay. So now if I do npm run build, interesting. Interesting. Node. Around 20. Okay. So node. So let's go back to 18. And use 18. npm install. npm run build. You build on 18. No. Why? Why? This is dumb. This has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. Okay, let's try this again. Delete. Got no package lock, no. These are node modules, but not related. Yeah, these aren't related to anything related to that. Let's try this again. If not, we'll continue doing some other stuff that doesn't involve me being able to save, and we'll continue working on some UI stuff, and we'll deal with this once I talk to the rest of the dev team, because I know this is something they've run into before. So we'll figure out what's what. the heck? The heck? All right. We'll try it one more time. Back to PNPM and see. Okay. That is annoying. Why is type enter not a generic? Copy. What is that? Oh, it's the TypeScript version. Shit. Okay, so we need to increase the TypeScript version. That's what it is. I remember this. Any TypeScript latest. I remember this. Now built. Quit a butt. That's a TypeScript thing. Magic. So yeah, I have looks like the PNP issue. Yeah, no, it's not. It's the TypeScript issue we ran into where TypeScript needed updated to the latest version because I did a fresh install because I was helping you debug the freaking functions last time, and so my packages were all sorts of screwed up. That's what it was. Yeah, I know. It's dumb. But now I should be able to cd and npm run or pnpm run emulate, or npm, it doesn't matter at that point, an emulator. And that should mean that now my functions can actually run. And if they don't run, then we'll go back to npm and play this game again. But in theory, this should do the trick and make the functions quit being a bug. And I should be able to save, which would be good because it would make it a lot easier to play. Now, failed to load function definition from source. Okay, so now that we do have the function, the TypeScript updated, I should be able to take out the PNPM log, take out the node modules, because I was on the right track. cd functions, npm install, because it doesn't like PNPM. So it is the same problem, kind of. But I'd forgotten about the TypeScript version thing. And now I should be able to npm build. Should still work because we upgraded TypeScript. There we go. And now I should be able to emulate properly with all the functions working. If not, like I said, we'll go back to just playing with UI on the bits that actually work and that don't need the functions, the CLUD functions. We'll deal with it for now. And it didn't like it anyway. There you go. You got your F-bomb for the stream. Create instance of, I don't know. Now that I don't know what's being a butt. Doesn't like the register service. No, I am in node 7. I'm in node 18 and not 20 for what it's worth. I don't know. I know they have an open PR that solves some of this, so we'll get as far as we can with this, and it's fine. It's fine. This is fine. Who cares? This is fine. All right. So what's a Martine stream without an F-bomb? It is just not. It's just not on brand. You can't have a Martine stream without at least one F-bomb. And as far as I remember, it's still considered PG if there's only one. Or something along the line. Some weird rule. You can say it once, I think, and it'd still be considered PG. All right. All right, so let's deal with the fact that half of our stuff is not actually not actually taking our stream colors. Okay, so if I go to, I think we're going to go through one more file, and then I'm going to go through, trying to think of which one makes the most sense. Let's go through the main file. Then it'll be individual component based stuff, and it'll be, how big is this? Why is this one erroring now? Oh, because of the important and that, which is fine. You can deal with that at a later date. That is neither here nor there. The important, we might be able to get rid of it now because of how they redid the stylings of material, but it was a way to override materials. So if we go to our main file, and we basically go find Control-Shift-Find anything with a hex. Actually, no, not Control-Shift-Find, because we don't actually need that. We're just going to do Control-Find in this file. Control-Find anything with a hex. And so we have a couple. All right, so let's start at the very top. Visualization, that is in our little groups and circles. So this is our tertiary and this is our primary. I'm gonna open the theme file so that I don't do stupid things like we did last time where I forgot to do like theme color and our primary color. But this is definitely our tertiary. So we're gonna do var tertiary. And the beauty of it is you'll see this isn't an SVG, right? But because the SVG is inline and we're handling it this way, and we have access to the SVG DOM, the SVG will actually know about our theme colors and use our variables correctly, which is super cool. I'm all excited about it. And then this is going to be var. Now, if we were to do like an image tag or something like that, then we wouldn't be able to do it this way. This is definitely not a hex, but actually let's just go through the file on the top because there's RBGs very obviously. So this one, I'm going to make this even more obvious than the say transparent because this is, we're handling focus specifically. So let me back up a little bit. For accessibility purposes, you really do want this outline on the focus. However, we have diligently gone through and customized it and made it fit our theme, especially when we have hexagons and stuff like that, so that I'll actually wrap the hexagons correctly and whatnot, which is why by default we set it to transparent. However, unless you do manually go through and make sure all things that should have focus highlights and stuff so that when it is being tapped through, you can actually see the focus. Unless you do diligently go through that, don't do this. Leave the default and be happy. All right, that's my tidbit for accessibility versus. This should just be color. That's why our color is not being color, as not taking the color. So that should fix a large number of things. I don't know why these are interpolated like that. I don't know. This does not need to be interpolated the way it is. It really doesn't. It's strenuous and it makes it hard to read. And why are we doing it? Who knows? Because probably at some point add some sass. I'll have to clean that up. Anyway, let's go back to this. Let's actually stay focused on something. I know, gasp. Focus. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. This is 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 good. Yep. Accent typeface. Yeah. Primary color. Gray, dark gray, border, light. Yeah, still no hexes. I know there's more because there was like 18 when I did the search, so I know there's more colors in here. Flexes, card containers. Flexes buttons. Because code mirror. Yeah, code mirror is a little bit of a butt sometimes. We've got some scale, we've got some content, we've got some gray dark. got some worn, we've got some wavies, we've got some pretties, we've got some borders. So far, so good. Okay, now I've found more on the. There you go. Here's my. Okay, circle fill. That is a pattern visualization. That is a. That's a green. Okay. Alright, so that's going to be tertiary. Tertiary lighter. Okay, color, gray background. So this would be just dumb background. And then this is going to be color. Do a text light. Okay. Primary, tertiary. Oop, there's more. Intervals. That is a green again, so that's gonna be a tertiary light. Okay, and that is same. It's actually the same one as it was above. Okay. Tertiary, we're good, we're good, we're good. Okay, chip. Background color. I'm gonna use our alternate background. We have that for a reason. There we go. Border. Let's use a border color. Flatten this out just a hair. Make it a little bit easier to keep track of as one chip. There we go. So far, so good. Okay, divider. That's just a border. Border. Okay, this is where we get into some fun stuff. I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. Maybe I will. I don't know. Okay. Chip lift soft. Okay, so var primary. So here we had a primary kind of background. It's gonna be the primary lighter color, yeah. And this is gonna be our primary color. And then same here, our accent lighter color. And then that's gonna be the var accent darker color. And then worn is going to be var. What do you have for worn? Accent worn. And take the lighter color. And that's gonna take the var worn. Darker color, and this should probably be darker. Okay. Gray. Yeah, Okay, let's see how much of it we fixed. I need to log back in. A decent bit, actually. Definitely still some tweakage to do, but we're definitely looking a whole lot better already. If I go to my campaign list, that's looking significantly better. If I go back to, right, we'll have to make this alt background a little bit more distinctive, right? Because here we have a definitely distinctive, we definitely have some text issues there, but not, yeah, there's definitely some distinct issues here. But that's looking pretty good. Our text input is being done. Oh, that's in the forms when we haven't touched the form. But we're looking a lot better. Oh, there's a checkbox. We were looking for a checkbox earlier. We're gonna have to fix that border. But other than that, that's looking pretty good. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Definitely some issues to resolve, but is that looking good? Yeah, that's looking good. All right, probably want to make those actually, match, but that's looking pretty good. I think this is a good place to, because now we're going to get into some other files and other places, and we have to go through basically component by component, bit by bit, kind of fixing some stuff. So I think this is a good place to call it, considering it's 11 p.m. here. And thank you for everybody who stuck with me and hung out with me and chatted and watched the stream. We will hopefully be back same time, same place next week. As I said at the beginning of the stream, I have been streaming on Thursdays during the day at 1 o'clock Eastern. It wasn't working. My new client's new work schedule wasn't panning out. So I went ahead and changed it to, we're going to try it out to see if we can make it work on Monday nights. And so spread the word if we get people coming, if we keep getting people joining and chatting, then we'll continue doing it Monday nights. If that doesn't work out, then we'll try some other time. But anyway, so for now, we're going to do it on Monday nights and go from there. So definitely check us out. If you haven't before, definitely check out Link. I'm going to post the link to the website. This is the app I was working on in the chat, so that you guys can check it out, sign up, give us your feedback. Here is the link to Link. Definitely check that out. Drop us a note if you try it and like it. And I hope to, and follow me on my socials for going live information. You can find me at martine.dev. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Is that how it works? Nope. How do I do? Nope. I don't remember the shortcuts. That's okay. We'll just type it. You can find all of my information at martine.dev. That is where you'll find what I'm up to, latest everythings, and all of the latest information about what I've been up to. And with that, I hope everybody has a wonderful